At exactly 3:11 in the afternoon, a man's front door camera shows him walking into his house. But inside, every single camera shows no one ever entering. In one hallway frame, a coat on the rack seems to move by itself, as if brushed by an unseen force. The final terrifying frame of footage explains why the house will never let him leave. This is the story of Marcus Ruiz, a man who vanished in plain sight. On a Tuesday afternoon, he returned home from work, just like any other day. His wife and kids were out, but they expected him home soon. The camera on his front porch, pointed at the sidewalk, captured everything. At 3:11 p.m., it recorded Marcus walking up the path, unlocking his front door and stepping inside. His family thought he was home, safe and sound. But what they didn't know was that Marcus had just walked into a trap set by his own house. The home was wired with a state-of-the-art security system. Networked cameras covered the foyer, the living room, and the staircase. Every angle was accounted for, or so they thought. The exterior camera clearly shows Marcus's step over the threshold and the front door swinging shut behind him. But here's where reality starts to break down. The foyer camera, the one just inside the door, went dark for exactly 0.6 seconds. When the feed came back online, the foyer was completely empty. Marcus was gone. The only sign that anything had happened was a coat hanging on a rack by the door. It was rumpled, disturbed, as if someone had just brushed past it in a hurry. But there was no one there. Investigators were baffled. They checked the home's other systems for clues. The motion sensors had registered a brief thermal signature right at the doorway, the heat of a human body. But then, in an instant, that signature collapsed into an anomalous, low-frequency wave that the system couldn't identify. It was like his heat signature was just ... absorbed. Then the home automation logs revealed something even stranger. All around the house, lights began cycling on and off, completely independent of any commands. The smart home had developed a mind of its own, and it had just swallowed Marcus whole. The family, frantic, brought in digital forensics experts to analyze every piece of data. They focused on that 0.6-second gap in the foyer camera's recording. There was no video, but they managed to extract a faint sliver of audio from the corrupted file. When they ran it through a spectrogram, they found something that made their blood run cold. Hidden within the static was a persistent, deep hum at 19 hertz of frequency so low, it's known as infrasound, just below the threshold of human hearing. You wouldn't hear it, but you would feel it, a deep vibration in your bones, a sense of unease. The investigators ran the frequency pattern through a database, and they got a match. The 19 hertz hum was identical to a set of frequencies used in a decommissioned experimental laboratory located just a few miles from the Ruiz family home. The lab had been shut down for years, shrouded in rumors about strange energy experiments. The Ruiz family had no connection to it whatsoever. They'd bought the house just a year prior. So why was the sound from that abandoned lab now echoing inside their home? The mystery only deepened from there. Hours after Marcus vanished inside his house, his cell phone suddenly pinged back at his workplace. The office's security system logged him in as if he'd been there all along, as if he had never even left for the day. His car was still parked in his garage at home. Police searched the house from top to bottom. They found no signs of a struggle, no forced entry, and no hidden exits. Dust on the shelves was undisturbed. There were no extra fingerprints, no footprints, nothing to suggest another person had been there at all. It was as if Marcus Ruiz had simply been erased from existence the moment he stepped through his own front door. The trail went cold. It was the perfect disappearance, with no body, no witnesses, and no answers. But before I show you the final, the woman next door was walking her dog late that night when she noticed something bizarre. She saw a strange, pulsating ring of light emanating from underneath the Ruiz house, glowing from the foundation itself. It was so unsettling that every dog in the neighborhood started howling at the same time. We showed her report to an electrical engineer. He explained that a sustained 19 hertz resonance isn't just a sound. It can cause microstructural vibrations in objects and, more terrifyingly, sensory disorientation and hallucinations in people. It could make you see and feel things that aren't there. We also had a security tech analyze the camera files. He confirmed they were authentic. No one had tampered with the footage. What the cameras recorded or failed to record was real. With that in mind, let's go back to that dark interval in the footage. Forensic analysts used advanced software to enhance the blackened frames from the foyer camera, 1 pixel at a time. As they pushed the technology to its limit, a nanoscopic shimmer became visible in the doorway, like the heat haze you see on a hot road. But this was different. It was organized, almost patterned. And then they saw it. For just 5 frames, a single cluster of pixels arranged themselves into a distorted, face-like shape. And in the very last frame, it smiled. The instant that smiling face appeared, every single camera inside the house reset. Their internal clocks all flashed to 0 o'clock, and a single, corrupted word appeared as a banner across all the screens. Substitute. Marcus was never seen again. The last contact anyone ever had with him was a frantic, broken voice message he left for his sister, recorded just moments before he arrived home. His final words were a desperate plea: "Don't let it take the house." The house has been boarded up ever since, an empty shell holding a terrible secret. So I have to ask you, would you be brave enough to enter that house to find out what really happened to Marcus? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you want more mysteries like this, make sure to subscribe.